Halibun for a friend. I'm Reinetta Van, Captain, U.S. Navy retired, sharing with you tonight. We sniffed the sky for signs of rain to underscore the monotone thunder. Shrugging, we launched bikes that were older than we were down the two-lane, white, oak-lined road. Infrequent cars nudged us to scoop onto the black tarmac like Sadbergs. $3 bought us heroes, sodas, still pickles at the deli. Then we backtracked past my house on the left with a wave. The road was Interstate Highway Route 202, 600 plus miles that have rambled from Delaware to Maine through New Jersey since 1939. It had been a well-worn path of the Sachems and Mincy Indians until the Dutch bought 6,000 acres from them. We know it as Ramapo Valley Road. It changes personality several times in the hilly jaunt from my house to wherever we decide to picnic. The two-lane road vertically bisects Oakland. Oakland is a borough in the northwestern corner of New Jersey. We cycle by the small wooden houses, most steeple-roofed, reflecting the European influence and practical for the heavy Jersey snows. Attached garages, dogs running up to us, breeds that we called mutts, mixes, Heinz 57s. Kids, usually 2 or 3 to a house. The Catholic families seem to have more. They went to Our Lady of Perpetual Help in sharp navy and white uniforms. We went to Manitou Elementary School, Valley Middle School, Indian Hills High School. We were white, except for Atul, who was Indian, and Antoine, who was black. Antoine's skin felt thicker, and the hairs on his arm were curly. He didn't upset when I asked him if I could touch his skin. He asked me if it felt different. Yes, sturdy and thick, like my father's. Slovak skin is rougher than my mother's Dutch skin. Antoine's head was springy and pretty. His head hair was springy and pretty, not flat like mine. Route 202 is still flat as we bike between 2 restaurants across from each other. The one on the left was a nice place with fancy tablecloths and real candlelight and icy pink shrimp cocktails. The other eating spot, plastic forks, knives, plenty of ketchup to smother the overfried servings. That dive served pitchers of beers and shots of cheap booze. I only know this because it was the talk of my high school chemistry class. With an alcoholic's typical grandiosity, my dad bought classmates drinks when they said they knew me. A friend went with me to that joint when we were high school seniors, but the place felt indulgent, slothful, like its walls absorbed less than honorable intimacies. I've rarely been at ease in bars in the 30-some countries I've visited since leaving Oakland for college, then a Navy career. We were going full speed on the cycles now, the whop-whop of pedals working fast under the graying sky. We rolled past fences, horses, and houses so wondrous we could only see a bit here, a glimpse there. A garage larger than our 2 houses put together, a driveway switching back and forth between the autumn glow of redolent trees and bushes. Bergen County was one of the wealthiest in America, dubbed the Valley of Homes in the 1950s. You wouldn't know it seeing 2 scruffy teens on bikes, arms in the air. So few cars, no hands, coast downhill, but pant as up, pedal push, pedal. Once he was married, my first year in the Navy, I was careful to look for his farm round a corner, then rush and hear the chides of rumor-mongering wind overcome my mistaken ghost, comment out of turn, idle thought pushing hope. We were careful never to look at each other once he was married, but I was careful to look on Facebook with combination of names or numbers and letters or images of 2 teens on bikes. On Facebook, I saw his brother and sister-in-law's Florida life. On Facebook, I saw other Indian Hills High School classmates from the mid-1970s. I saw how our 9 square mile hometown had expanded beyond the Dairy Queen we thought was neat growing up. Now Oakland has McDonald's, Starbucks, and its own website. We were careful never to look on the internet, but I found you in a slew of online articles and commentary about numbers, mystic essences in folds and frivolity in mathematics, you still enthralled with their frolics through rhyme and generational folds with such intimacy. You had been a rising star at Kodak, its primo mathematician. Your intuitive ways with digits theories and subsequent research was awe-inspiring. Your research helped the blind experience a semblance of vision, using devices whose intricacies and angles you had massaged into subservience. I find you as the math scholar on the web, answering questions and solving mathematical conundrums. It's hard to put down the chalice. We were careful never to look at each other, but I turned to you for succor when my mother died in 1991. I said, "Didn't you want to know? She always liked you." I'm bereft, yet clamoring for someone to staunchly disavow my memories of her belittling me, as if my angularity was scratching, overcoming my pearl, my opal. You explained that you had retired early, something mumbled about a heart problem, saying, I enjoy the quietude of my woodworking shop downstairs. The bitch in me wonders about the coldness in that oversized house, served only by you and the secretary, now wife. No kids, no dogs, only plants and cats. I said, yeah, I know the cats are like children to you. Your laugh is deep and rumbly like I remember it. How did you know? Do you want a lamp or a bookshelf? Or anything? He describes his woodshop as top quality. There's plenty of choice wood, especially oak. Oak has a lovely grain that is so true to time after sanding and polishing. Use a light touch to maximize the integrity of its concentric circles. His basement purrs with machines, wood from ideas. Ask for anything. This is how I will always remember you when we were covered up again. We won't be side by side like from the first day of MYF, Methodist Youth Fellowship, religious preschool for teenagers, and through high school. Thank you for watching me fence when my family wouldn't. My brother was 2 years ahead of me, you 1 year in high school. He said, who cares? Fencing's not a real sport. When my team took the state championship in 1975, the first year we ever competed, I was number 3 on that winning team, having spent my first year fencing up from number 29, the next to the last place. This is how I will always remember you when we are covered with hay from the annual MYF ride, and I had on a sweater Mom knitted me, really for my sister, who was older and got everything new, but I pretended anyway. I wore this cream corn yellow pullover sweater with a hood and looped edging and blue jeans with brown wallabies, plus topaz chip post earrings for March, my birth month. Mom said studs don't make me look like a tramp, like hooped earrings do. I remember when we were covered by the widescreen movie's frenetic glare, surrounded by popcorn perfume. You pushed something round and warm into my hand, a bracelet, real silver, with I love you engraved inside. I went nuts years later when I couldn't find it, lost in the crumbly brown Beamer among a backpack, books, and boxes. Did it slide through cupcake dots on its biscuit-thin floorboards? I remember soggy, wadded tissues hurled at the green with red bow gift that stayed on the yellow formica countertop one night too long. You were at my house on Christmas Eve, 1979, as usual, like the last 8 ones. For my sister. What? Not for me? Later I asked, do you love her? You said, oh no. I felt so guilty sleeping with your sister. I tried to be composed. I always thought you two would be perfect for each other. And when? When you left for the Navy. 3 months in Newport? So is she, oh, boring, placid, unresponsive? Not how it could maybe someday be with scholar, woodturner, husband, numbers, A, B, D. Nobody for me.